Hello, Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Steve. I want to thank you for joining my YouTube video today. What I'm going to be doing is showing you a few different things here, and also I have some questions before we start. My main question is I've been trying to get Google Hangouts to work for the last few weeks, and for some reason it keeps setting my videos to private. I was wondering if anybody knew anything about that, and I finally came to realize that's why they're not uploading, because they're uploading as unlisted, so apparently you can't add them to your YouTube channel or do anything with them. So if anybody knows anything about that, just put it in the comments. I appreciate that. But the whole purpose of this video anyway was to show some people that may not know how to take data from Charpad and add it into a file where you can upload a map and look at it and everything. Of course, I'm going to use my code as an example of this, but the most important thing is to pay attention to Charpad, what's going on over here, and then you can reflect the same changes in your code over here. And I'm using CBM PRG Studio as a model for my editor. So anyways, let's get started with that. So you guys already know I've been working on this game in progress, so I have this character data here. If I wanted to, I could just go in here and just create a new map. Just go up here and we'll just actually, yeah, I'll just erase this for now. And we'll just create a simple map or something. It's not going to be a scrolling map or anything for now. I'm just going to make it a one kind of screen here. The main thing here is you'll need to create a tile set, which already it comes preloaded with Charpad. You just have to go in here and just start redefining your characters to what you want them to look like. So if you, example, wanted to go over here and create grass or something, you just make it green like that. And then now you have a tile for grass. Maybe we could add a little bit of specs for the little particles in the grass or whatever. Something like that would probably be sufficient enough. And then now you have a tile here. You can see what it's done is it's pre-filled the background with all the tiles that you need, because this is the background character. So if you don't want to use this as a background character, you can also just go here and just black this out, and it'll just black it back out. Now if you just wanted to use a grass tile, actually let me bring that one back real quick here. Just going to undo it. So I can copy this one. Just go up here and copy it. You go to the next tile. You can go up here and paste, so you can use Control V. And now we can go back and we can erase this one for the background. The transparent is the background. And now you won't see anything here until I add it to the map. Maybe just go over here and click this. Now you have, we have to click the pin over here, excuse me. Now you have a tile you can kind of draw a background with, or whatever you want, grass or whatever. Take me a second to go through all this. There's also a fill option, I think. It's over here. It's this one right here. This will allow it to fill in. Oh, it fills in kind of sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this real quick. See if I fill the whole thing. There we go. You can kind of fill the whole thing real quickly with that fill tool. This is right here is a capture tool. I'll show you how this works later. But for now, we'll just move on to a new graphic here. I'll just go over here. And also notice you always are going to have just the 4 colors, including the background color. So anytime you change it, it's going to alter the other characters on the screen. Although Commodore 64 is capable of emitting many more characters, I think you have to go in here and change this by per tile cell or something to make it work that way. Let me see if that works. I think that's what you have to do. Yeah, and you see it'll still change the background color, so it's not exactly effective as I thought it would be. So let me just undo that. Leave it back the way to grass. So now our grass is kind of back there. So we'll just go in here. We'll just create another character. For example, we could create maybe a wall or something like that. And up here, we'll create the top of the wall. And over here, kind of the right side of the wall. The bottom of the wall, and of course finishing touches to the wall. See if I left out anything. I think I left out the one going down. Yeah, let me just fix that here. There's one going down. And then we got the bottom. So we got the top, over, had two of those. Okay, so let me just change this one to this, and then change this one to this. See, top, bottom, going down. That should be the bottom. And then this should be that wall over there. Yeah, we can probably just delete this one. Okay, so we have our tiles now. Now we can just go and click on our tile here. And, well, you notice it changed the tile again to the background grass because we changed the yellow earlier. So we go back here, we can, whoops. Oh, I got the wrong one selected, my fault. That's the background color, you want to leave that way. You can also make it black like that too. What I meant to do was change this one. So you have to select the actual pen, which is actually the corresponding color for that part of the sprite. And see, it's going to make this yellow since that's the background we chose. Oh, I should have made this one blue. Just to have a different kind of color into it. Hopefully I didn't skip anything. Let's see. Okay, that should be good. Let's go back and do this. Now this is what I showed you earlier. This will pick up colors on the map, so I'll show you how it works here maybe in just a second. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the pin so I can draw the map there. Of course, we got the black background because we haven't selected the grass, so we'd have to go back in here and pre-fill this with the green color for our grass, which we chose. Well, actually, you know what? This is the 4 color, I think. Let's see. For tile cell. Oh, this one, actually, I forgot about this one down here. I'm going to use this one, actually. I think I might get a 3rd color in here. Yeah, there's actually the other colors. So there's how you do the other. I've been trying to figure that one out for a while, but anyways, we wanted to make it like that so it kind of looks like the map. I don't think that's the same color. Well, anyways, it's not going to look perfect, but I wanted to show you how it works here. So we'll just go in and start adding a map here. You can kind of draw this across. Let's go back over here and put the color back in for the grass. It's going to have like a border around it, I guess. And then this one is the corner over here. Which you can't really see here. You might see it better on the map. You have to go back in and pre-fill this color again. Okay. Then go over here to this one. That's going to be down this side here. Then we have the corner piece. Then we got the one on the bottom here. Right there. Oops. Really hard to draw with this mouse. It wants to jump around. Okay. Did we do that corner piece? I don't think we did that corner piece yet. Yeah, we need to do that corner piece. Yes, we get something. So I got that corner piece. We'll pre-fill the grass in for that one. Now I got that one. And do I have the wall going up? I don't think I put that in there either. Yep, I need the wall going up too. Like that. Oops. Come on, now stay on the table. There we go. So now we got kind of a border here. And we'll just add something else in here. I don't know what I could do, maybe a rock formation or something. Not the prettiest looking rock formation, but a little cave or something player could go into or something like that. The whole idea is not the graphics here, it's just to show you how the character pad works. And I'm going to need to make an entrance here for him, so we'll use another tile for like the entrance. You could just use a blank tile for that just by clicking on a blank tile, and you have maybe a doorway for your player to go into. So see, something like that's real simple. Now we have a map we can work with. I just wanted to start with a simple map. Now what you want to do is we're going to change this since we're not going to use scrolling in this map. You just want to set this back to 40. You can actually go in here and just type it in too. It'll accept it. 40 by 25 since the screen is 40 by 25 on the Commodore 64 screen. That should work right there. Oh, you can also select it over here. I forgot about that. So here's another way you can easily select it over here. You can turn the grid on and off like this. You wanted to see what it might look like in the game. Looks a little bit better, huh? And I think that's pretty much all I could really show you. I'm not going to use the pan tool. But anyways, this right here is your character set data. This right here is your map data. Those are the two things you need to keep track of. The only two things I've used so far in the game. You can't write anything in this. This is gonna. This is actually character set. It won't let you add anything in there. But you can, when you do it here, it'll actually copy this stuff over here. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. You also want to keep your tiles just a 1 by 1 unless you want to play with some of the map, manipulation of how to get them to display. I'm not the person to ask for that right now. So anyways, make sure these are all set, and make sure this is set as global. Oh, that's what it is. When you select this as global, it comes over here. If you do per tile, I think I understand this now. So if you go over here, let's see. Okay, that's set that to green. I think I understand something, but if you set this per tile, I think it's going to allow you to do the more colors. I just learned something new myself here. So I might embed that in my future maps. So the per color tile is going to allow you to select way more character colors in the game. Or in the computer itself. So anyways, let's go on to create the map now. You just first you also want to make sure you save your project just as a form of habit. My test map or something. And then find a place you want to save it to. I'm just going to save it here since I know that that's a folder I always use. And then save. Now your map is saved in case your program shuts down for some unexpected reason. Now you want to export it to get it into your assembly code so you can start displaying it. So you go over here, and you're going to want to leave character set activated since we're going to need to load in the character set. And for the tile set, you can leave that one off, and you can turn off attribute table as well. And let's see, per tile, per character. I think we might have to set this per character, but actually it's the attribute table, so we're not using the attribute table. So you want to leave this set to raw data. This is necessary if you want to load it into here as a binary file. So remember, character set map and everything else, and then just hit OK. And then now you're going to create your character set. Let's call it my character set or something like that. Actually, I need a name that I'm going to remember because I'm going to end up forgetting it otherwise. My YouTube character set or something like that. 1. And then you want to set the raw data. Just type RAW. It doesn't set the defaults unless I think you go down here and nope, it doesn't actually save as type. So you have to go here and you have to change the type. So my YouTube character set 1.raw saved in spaced out GM test or whatever folder you want to save it into. And what I'll do is I'll prompt you for the next one as soon as you save this one, which will be the map. And there's the map. My YouTube, let me spell that right, YouTube map 1.raw. So now we have both of them in there, and see it'll save in the same area. Okay, so now our map is saved. Now what we want to do is we want to load it so we can see it. Now you'll need special code to display the map. I'm going to show you how. First I'm going to go in here, I'm going to add it in here, and then I'm going to show you exactly where I'm loading it into the screen. First I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to comment out my old character set, which is right here. And I can always reuse this later. But for now, for this to work, we're going to character set. We're gonna, actually that's the sprite, I'm sorry. We're gonna, right here, gonna comment out the character set. Let me just take this, I don't think I need this anymore. And you can just add them fresh into a file. And maybe that'd be a better way if I just start this new for people, because they might get lost if I just go in here and just try to add it to my own code. This isn't going to be a project in a new direction by any means, guys. I just wanted to see if I could make this easier for people who just want to see a map on the screen, because they might get confused with my code. It's only fair, I think. So we'll just create a new project here. You want to set this to C64, of course. And you'll name your project, which we'll call it my YouTube project or something like that. I don't know. Stupid name, I know. Set a location here. I'm just going to create a new folder for it. YouTube project. So it doesn't overwrite any of my other data. You don't have to really change this. I don't really mess with this because we're going to change the pointer anyway to identify where it starts. Oh, so it wants me to create the directory actually. Oh, so this doesn't pre-create a directory. How nice. I think you just have to leave this as the location. That's probably why. Yeah, so there it is. It's saved it right here. You can see where it's executed in the file here. It's executed in a PRG. That's how it runs. And everything else looks like it was successful. And then you'll see these files created. So let me just drop down mine here for a second. And then you'll go over here to assembly files. Just right click and add new file. And whatever you want to call it. My YouTube project. Now we have a fresh screen to start with. We'll just start the pointer at a safe memory location 32768 is usually a great memory location to start. And all we're going to be doing is loading in a map. We're not loading in a bunch of sprites or anything, so I'm going to use some of my code to save some time here. First, let's just go ahead and add the binary files. You can just set them down here at the end. Now, to do a binary file, you'll see maybe in this other code here example, let me just kind of enlarge this a little bit here. Down here, you're just going to type in the name of the label where you want to load it to, like character set, for character set. And then for character set, you're going to use INCBIN, and then whatever we called it. So, to get this in the proper location, because earlier we saved the map, we didn't save it in this folder. We'll need to probably go back and resave the map. Sorry about that step, guys. I didn't want to have to move the folder and confuse people, so I'm just going to resave the map. I think it's just easier to do it that way. So I called it my YouTube character set 1. And we should have it up here. Hopefully it saved it. My YouTube project, there it is. And then change this to RAW. I'm just going to copy this so I can do it for the map. Making sure that was the same file. Okay, so down here, just change this map out, and we're going to change this to set character set map 1. Now we know the map will be in that proper location, which is where the YouTube project is. Where you just saw up here to save the character set. Now it'll save the map, and always make sure that RAW is on the end .raw for the raw data. Okay, so now we actually have our map. Now we can actually go in here and add it. I'm just going to open up Explorer to show you where it is. You'll see them both right there. So this is the one we're going to use first. I think I'll move that over there. Just type it in. My YouTube character set 1.raw. You can see it's a raw here, raw file. And then we're going to do the same thing for the map. You can just call it map. INCBin to load the binary file again. My u2 map1.raw. So now, when I run this, it shouldn't give me any errors. That means it should have been able to find the files. Okay, there was no errors, and it automatically loads VICE, so that's good. So if we actually go here, we type anything right now, it's not going to do anything because we haven't put any code into it. Just to kind of show you that does work for now, we'll just change the background color just to show you that it's working. You always have to indent these too. And we'll just set this as an RTS. So we're just going to be basically changing the border color here real quick. Now we'll just recompile it with this little arrow at the top. And if you go over here and you type sys 32768, it should change. There you go. So now the border color's changed and our map is still in memory, so now we need to get our map on the screen, of course. The question is how we do that. And like I said, I'm just going to use the other code I had from before to kind of show you how I did it. You can come up with your own ways, of course, but I have my own ways I do stuff too. Mine's just called Draw Sky 1. And I think I'll have to change some of this in here, so I'm just going to kind of edit some of this out. We won't call it Draw Sky, it's probably a silly name. We'll just say Draw Map or something. We'll use this as in a JSR so we can jump to the subroutine here. And we'll just copy in this. I don't know if we need the clear screen, I'm trying to think. We need the character set though, so we need to load in the character set and all that too. So I'm just going to copy this in for now. Make it a simple little project here. And you go down here, and this is the color memory, so you want to make sure you include this in. You can rename it whatever you want and just copy the code from before. So we can take these lines out. And this is all going to be deleted, since this was just for the game. We'll rename this appropriately. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using a pointer to point to where the map is loading, because I have a special way I load it from my other game screen code here. So what we're next going to need to do in here real quickly is go to this section. I'm going to rename this, but I'll show you. I just call mine game screen low and high. It's actually down in here. Screen low and high right here. I'll copy that down here. I just will leave the same names just for consistency for now. You can always rename it later if you want to. And we probably won't need all these. We're not going to be changing it to just one screen. But this is if you want to move between maps. You can use that. And what did we call it? Not Gmap. We called it map. So we'll just change this to map. So let's go ahead and run it just to make sure there's no errors. And there is. Oh yeah, the character set. So we'll get back to that. In this room save, we'll just set this to 1 for now. You don't really need to do anything else with it unless you're changing maps for later. This high and the low byte, this right here is doing this. It's taking 0 plus 4 times 256, which is 1024, which is the starting location of the Commodore 64 screen. And this is just starting at 55296, which is the color memory. So this is saying, figure out where our map is, draw it to the screen, and show it to me. Now it hasn't drawn the map yet. All this is doing is drawing the color memory. We still have to initialize where the map's going to draw it. And that's done in some other code here I did. Let me just go over here. Whoops. I'll show you where did I put it. Well, I know where it's loading from. Let me just go there real quick. This is the code I used to draw my map right here. So we'll just copy this in for now. You can include it in here. I set it in a separate place since I only want to draw the map at specific times, but you can easily set it in here. And what it should do is look for 253, which is looking in for our map, load it into here so we can see our map. And 251 high and low bytes just going to figure out where the screen memory, high and the low byte fall to draw the screen in. We probably don't need this add but carry stuff, but It should, I don't think it should affect it when I draw it still, but if it does, we might just take those out. Let's run it. Oh, we need to also add the character set before I forget. So, you got to initialize the character set, otherwise the game doesn't know where in memory you want to load it to. So I just have one pre-defaulted here, and I'll just put mine in here. I'll just set it down here somewhere toward the end. That should be good enough. Let's just run it, just make sure there's no errors again. I think there might be one. Let's see. Invalid operand. Oh, yeah, because I have this just called character set. We just need to take this out and make this character set only like that. It should run automatically now. Okay, you're not going to see anything yet. You're still going to see just the border because I haven't gone to these subroutines. So I haven't jumped down in code to show you where everything needs to be initialized. That's what we're going to do up here in this section. And the JSR, the new character set. The new character set 1 or something, new character set 1. And then that, you won't see anything yet. I'll run it again to show it to you, but you won't see anything yet because all it's done is just loaded the character set into memory. We'll also need to probably maybe clear the screen, but we'll see if that works or not. Now we're going to test our map and just cross our fingers and hope it works. We may get some weird stuff here. Actually, we will. You won't know it right now, but I can tell you right now, you won't see any map, but you should see data fill the screen. It'll look like a regular character set is what it should do. It works. Actually, it only loaded part of the map here. Okay, so let's fix that. I didn't load in all the map here, so you have to change this to make sure it increments through all the height and the low bytes here, and I'm going to have to take these out too because we don't need all this extra stuff here. This was when I was doing my scrolling stuff. We don't need this section. I don't think we need any of this. All we need to do is increment 254. Did I have that in there? No, I didn't have that in there. So we need to increment 252 and then 254. So it draws the rest of the map. And this will increment through 252. So it's jumping up in this loop here, and it's getting where the Y register starts. So it's getting the start of the map here at 253, since we know gain screen low down here is figuring out what is in our map label, which we know right here is our YouTube map. And then once it has that, it's next looking to see where screen memory starts at 251, which we know up here is 0 plus 4 times 256 is the start of screen memory. And if you wanted to see that here, let me just erase this real quick. So if you poke in 1024, 2, you'll see that that's where screen memory starts, and this is going to move its way all across the screen until it fills it. And then this is getting over 39, so we need to change this, I think, to 255, because I only had it working for my map before. So it might only give you a partial screen here, but we'll see how that goes. Let's try it again. Okay, so now we got some data on our screen. You still don't see anything because the character set hasn't been turned on yet. And color memory is not activating for some reason. Yeah, this is the color memory here. So I'm also going to do another thing. I'm going to change this background to black, so we can kind of see the characters a little bit better. Like that. Now it's black. It's still not loading the color for the map. Might have to go down farther here or something. Let's see, 255. I did this plus 255. I don't think I should have done this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change all this because it's not over 255. It's just reading what's on the screen now. So we'll have to do this in rows and sections. So here's what I'm going to do, if I do this right. Take and add this to 255 each time. Actually, that should have worked. Let's see, 255, no, that should be right. Because it's going to 255, 510, 76, so it should be going directly down the map. So, make sure it's reading it here. Draws map, goes through here, reads this. Finishes the screen. Let's see if any of this changes if I change this to a 1. Should put at least a 1 in the corner there. Like I should change the top tile to white. It changed everything to white. So I might not even need this. It might load its own color map. Actually, let me just do this. Let me just RTS this off to skip over this and ignore the bottom part. See if that's what it does. No, it does need a color map. Guess that's why they had that attribute in there, but I've never used it. I always just pre-draw my own stuff in. Well, we'll leave it there. For now, I'm just going to show you the map. It's not perfect, but I know the map starts at 28, which is actually this 28 times 64. Do my map here. 1792. Did I do that right? It's 256. Let me see. 28. 256. 122.88 divided by 28. Oh well. I don't know. I thought that was going to work. Okay, so never mind that. So we're going to store it into the character set, which starts at 53,272. To change it, point it. Hopefully it works. I'm just going to expand this a little bit so you can see this now. I haven't expanded it since I haven't really been doing anything with it and haven't gotten anything working the way I want it. I should draw the map now. It didn't. Because it's not displaying the map correctly on the screen. You can see it's drawn into some of the characters that we loaded into the game. That was actually over here. The little tile and everything. We just need to get it all on the same screen now. I think I just have my draw routine messed up here somewhere. But I had it working with the scrolling routine. It might be this. Increment 252 through 254. This draws the first line. This draws the second line. I don't see any flaw in this. Decrement the X register so it keeps going through here. I wonder if it's this. Yeah, it's going to be a project in itself. There's another way to do this, but I wanted to play with this a little bit because I had everything. Did I save my map? I think I changed it to 40. Very important to make sure it's set to 40. Yeah, I have 40 by 25, so it should have let me scroll this over in either direction. Okay, that looks good. Okay. This should draw this over 255 tiles. It should easily draw the map in. This should be, oh, I think this has to be set to 0. I think I just remembered. You have to set this to 0, otherwise it wasn't figuring out where to draw from. I think that might be it, maybe. We'll see. Because it's loading right here, and it's looking at this line down here to see what's here. This starts at 0, otherwise it'll be looking over here, and I think it might be going into a different part of memory. We'll try it anyway. Maybe not. That was it. So now, you can see, even though it's not colorized and all, you can see the map. You look over here. You can see we got the map drawn in. We haven't got all the way filled in because I haven't filled in the rest of the lines. But I mean, that's kind of the first thing you can do. And the next thing we need to do, of course, is implement the colors in. Let me see, if I set this to 255, yeah, it's incremented all the way through 255, so it should let me do this. It should go 55 by 296. Plus 255. Can't figure out why that doesn't want to work. Unless maybe that's not a multicolor. Maybe that's what I forgot. No, 15 is a multicolor. I know it is. Let me just test it on with a different color here to see what happens. Yep, so it's not getting the multicolor. It's loading the background red because that's everything, changing everything to red. So you might have to load in that color. I don't use the color maps. I've had a way to get around it, but you can go in here and it has a color map too. So we might have to load in the color map. I didn't want to have to go through all this. Oh, I just now realized what it is. I don't have multicolor turned on. So if you don't have multicolor turned on, it's going to already be set to the default. I don't know why I didn't catch that, but just now thought about it. I could have spent a little bit of time on that one. But anyways, multicolor, let's go turn that on. Where is my other map? Right here. And I already have the code in here somewhere since I don't have it memorized. Okay, let's see. Enable sprite multicolor. So this is going to set the multicolors for the sprites right here. We'll just copy all this code in for now. And we'll probably have to change the colors because it's probably not going to look right. We'll go up to this line here at the top. And we're going to add in our new colors down here. This is getting in our multicolors. I'm going to take this out since this doesn't apply to the game here, or to the demo here. We leave that one in, and we don't need the sprites, so we'll take that one out. You can use it later when you add sprites in, but we're not using sprites, so we won't need that one. Actually, won't need either of these probably. Change border, multicolor, 1, 2. Do I have the one that's enabling multicolor? Really important, we need to enable multicolor. Get multicolor mode. So here's the multicolor. Right here. It's this one right here. Very important. This is the one we need. The code to change the multicolor. Main thing we're looking for. All these are doing is just changing the colors. We'll try to get them to line up with the map here. I can see the multicolor change. If you look down here in the border, you can see the multicolor is on. It's just not loading into the map though. Now if I go in here and I type in something, you can see the multicolor is purely activated. This is not loading into our map. Somehow I got this to work before. I think I just found it. It's not perfect, but you can see the multicolor is now active. So what we need to do is go in and just change these other colors to kind of match what was in our map. Okay, so we got the background green. This blue color here, we wanted that to be green. In arcade, we want that to be blue. So I don't know which color's which, so I'll need to kind of figure that out up here. I know this is yellow. This 11. Actually, I could go over here and I could test this real quick. So 11 is like a gray. So it's not that one. I think it's the one above it. I think it might be this one. Or there's 14. 14 is the blue. So let me just run this again just to see what the colors were. And we know that this was the blue and this was the gray. Sorry this video is so long. Okay, so let's see here. I'm feeling I'm forgetting a color somewhere. Let's change this to white just to see what happens. You can experiment with the colors. White was the actual background. So if we change this to the 7, it'll be the yellow grass, and you'll see the speckles come in here. So this should change this. If I change this to 7, it should put in those speckles for the grass. I can just type over here. Grass speckles, or whatever you want to call it. I know this video was going to be so long. So now if I expand this, you should be able to see that the grass is still white. Alright. Let me check my book real quick. So let's see, am I using 53282? I'm not using 53282. Let me put that one in there. Wait, why do I have 53? This should be 53282. I noticed I had that reading a sprite in or something there because I copied the code in. Probably why it didn't work. There it goes. I was wondering why it didn't work. Okay, now you can see it's the background of the grass. Now all we got to do is change the color of the cave. And figure out which color that is. It might be 84 or 85 either. You know, 85 is sprite, 86 is sprite. It's probably this one right there. Maybe just change this to like 3. Let's change it to a blue, see if that changes anything here. I'll put this code up on GitHub for you guys to show you later. I'll put a link in there so you guys can check it in the comment section. That didn't get it. I'm sure what that color would too. Let me see if I even need this map thing down here. It might be overriding something. Because I never used these color maps before. I always loaded in directly from using just the multicolors that are defaulted. Yeah, apparently it does. Otherwise it's going to be all blue. Well, it's still loading in the colors. Okay, so this is showing the true colors now. Yep, this would be blue. That's correct. So this needs to be green, which I think is 3. No, it's not 3. Maybe it's this one above it. Let's change this to 1 just to see what that does. Okay, so that's the border. You see I just changed the border color there to white. So that's changing the white part. And in our map, I think it was like a blue or something. It was like a green, so we need a green. So I need to go in here for out which color is green real quick. Whoops. Can't see what I'm typing here. Okay, so poke 53280, comma 3. There's the color of the cave I've been looking for. So 3 is the color of the cave. So if I change this to 3, and then let's see what the green is. 5 is green. Let me make a note here. 5 is green. And 3 is blue. Okay, so let's go back and let's just rerun this again since I changed those colors there. It may take some work, but you can at least see what is going on here. Oh, I'm running in the wrong program here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Change it to a blue, and we need that to be a green. So if I flip these, I should get it. Gotta figure out which one's the border. There's the green. Oh, so we're getting halfway. We got the green, we got the yellow dots, and we got the blue K, but we just need to change that to match what's over here. So I keep wanting to pick up the other one. So we need to make this like a green, and then we need to make this like a blue color. It may be that I didn't load the map in correctly on the using the correct load on the raw data. That may be what's affecting it too. If I go over here and I type this and change it over here, let me just test them all here. 2, 1. That's like the background. I'm going to say 83, 1. So it's got to be this one down here. I think it has to be a multicolor or something. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I hate making like hour videos. But it's this blue color here that's the effect. So one of these colors needs to be changed somewhere. So we got 282, 283, 284. I don't see that we changed the colors anywhere else. Maybe we have to change the multicolor sprite. Maybe it's possible that it's used in the background too. I may have been in error on this. And we need green for it, of course. Let's see if that changes anything. It's possible the sprites may be sharing the same background color too. And that one didn't change anything. It should have changed something to like a green. That's what that color is. Let's change it to a 6. Nope. So sprite colors don't affect anything. And I'm at a loss to figure out which color it is. This is the speckles of the grass. This is the blue. So I set it to 0. Turn something off, see what turns off. And it affects this color right here because all this turned black. But nothing really is shut off per se. This color in with this yellow color, which we know is 53,282. 53,281 is set to 0. That's not going to affect anything. Well, I'm going to let you guys play with this further because I don't want to make really long videos, but you can see that how we're changing the colors by using these registers. Make sure to set this to multicolor. Sorry for making this so long, but you can see it's loading here to kind of go over it. First it goes through the code here, it loads the background, the yellow here, and then we change the background, the screen to black in the center here. We load the multicolor with these 3 lines here, load the accumulator 28 into 53,272, and we take what's a 53,270, oh I'm sorry, this loads in the character set. Let me just put it over here quick. Or read point to character set, something like that. And then we're getting the multicolor here by setting the bits 3 and 4 and turning on the bits 8 and or 3 and 4 is what activates the multicolor. We want to always make sure we store it. That's how it gets activated. Here's we're just playing with the colors. This gets the character set. I probably didn't go over explain this a lot, but this is just basically taking what's in 122 and what's in our character set and copying it into memory and then restoring it to the pointer, which actually I put this 0 plus 48. I think this, actually that is right, 0 plus 48 times 256 is 122.88. So this is kind of where it's storing the map into. And this up here, this 28 is pointing to it right here, to the map that's being loaded into the character set right there. And this is just making sure there's 255 characters in the character set. We don't need 255, since I think this one only takes 128. Actually, it does have 255, so 256 there. Okay, so anyways, we got that in there. And then here, down here, the next part of the code here, to kind of stay consistent here, draws the map. So it just jumps down this subroutine here to map. And then, oh, actually we don't need this character set in here either. Let me just take that out. Add it in there twice. And then we're just finding the starting place of screen memory in 251 and 252 by using this high. This is the low byte and the high byte plus. So the low plus the high times 256 to get where our screen memory is going to start to draw. And then we're going to load the X register, so we can load in a table here called game screen low, which we know is our map, which gets this label down here, and it reads in the binary file here to get our map raw data loaded in. And then once you have the map loaded in here, we create the routine to draw the screen. This is what shows the map on the screen. We do 3 since we're going to jump down 255 3 times, because each time it goes 255, it scrolls over here it gets to 255 lines, and then it does another and another. That's how you get 3. If you go to 4, it'll crash. So don't use 4. You have to kind of draw it in a special way to get it to work that way. And then just leave this at 255, and then we just go back here to RD low just to get the low byte here. It reads in from the map. I put gmap. This is actually map. And then once we have the map loaded, the first line is 255, so this does the very first line, then it goes back down here, increments 252, so it can go to the next higher point of memory to reach the next part of the map, to draw the next 255 characters. And it's going to increment 254 to get the next part of our map. So remember, 253 and 254 are storing our map, and they're just finding the high and the low bytes there. Decrement X register will allow the X register to go through 3 times, so it increments 3, so 1, 2, 3, because there's 255, 255, or 255 times 3, which is what that does. And this just allows it to go back to the map and to complete the process. This fill color map, we don't even really need this. We can just actually erase this. It's not necessary. It has its own, as I've learned here, it loads its own color map, so we really don't need that. All we have to do is just go back and change the colors. And essentially that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll put that up on GitHub as a little test demo for those who want to start using their own maps. So yeah, it'll save you a lot of code. It'll save you a lot of necessary bytes and all that stuff, which I've done so many times in the past. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.